everyone, Saki here and welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do a Q&A video. So I haven't done one of these in a long time. I said on Instagram that I've never done one before, but actually I have. It's just been a really long time. I think it's been over a year, so totally forgot about that one. But I asked you guys a couple days ago on my Instagram, both on my stories and on a post, to ask me any questions that you've been wanting to ask. And surprisingly, I did get a lot of questions, so thank you so much for everybody who participated and asked me a question. I was really afraid that this video was gonna have zero content because I didn't think that anybody was interested in my life. So I think I'm going to be able to get to all of the questions. One of the ways that I did ask was through my stories, so I'm not sure if I grabbed everybody's question just because I think I might have checked maybe an hour before the question disappeared. So if anybody asked any last minute questions, I don't think that I grabbed them, so I'm sorry about that, but hopefully I grabbed most of them and hopefully I'll be able to answer any questions that you have. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're wondering why people are asking me questions or anything, personally, I don't know. Just kidding. I actually do videos every single week about cute and girly fashion. I love a lot of fashion from Japan. I love luxury fashion. I love planning. I love the color pink. I love a lot of things, so I put them all on this YouTube channel and on my Instagram. So I guess a lot of you out there like it too because a lot of these questions are about those things. So if you're new and you think that you might like any of these things, please hit the subscribe button down below and join my YouTube family. Alright, let's get started with the questions. Alright, so I'm going to look at them on my phone because that's where they are, obviously. And I'm going to start with the ones that I posted on my story. The first question is hair care tips and favorite makeup products. So hair care tips. I get this question a lot just because I dye my hair so freaking often and I always have to bleach it. So I basically don't do anything crazy with my hair. I just make sure to condition it. So what my hairstylist always tells me is to make sure that I have time in my shower routine to condition my hair. So what I like to do is wash my hair first when I'm doing a hair wash day, which by the way I don't do very often. I only wash my hair about twice a week. I just find that washing my hair is a really big hassle and it's like better for it, I guess, if you don't wash it very often because it does get rid of the natural oils in your hair. So I do wash it only twice a week, and when I do wash it, like I said, I start out by washing my hair before the rest of my body. So I shampoo it like literally only at the top for a little bit, and then the rest I just soak in conditioner, and then I tie my hair up with hair ties in the shower like after I've soaked it in conditioner, and then continue to wash the rest of my body, and that way the hair conditioner can just soak into my hair, and then I leave it like that and then rinse it out before I get out of the shower. So that's all really I have to say about hair care. I actually don't take care of my hair very well. I don't use any special products besides conditioner. I know that's pretty bad. I know that I really should because I do damage it a lot, but honestly my hair is pretty healthy. I mean, actually my hair is really healthy for what I do to it, so I don't know what to say. Either my hair is magic or conditioning just really works. I'm not sure. And then for favorite makeup products, I actually am not a huge makeup fan. I don't really do anything to my face differently every day except for my lip color. So if we had to talk about lip color, I would say my very favorite lip product is the Maybelline Ultra Matte Lipstick, and this is a liquid lipstick that I talk about all the freaking time. So if you're tired of me talking about it, I'm so sorry, but this is honestly my favorite like lip product ever. It's so long wearing and it's matte and it's beautiful, and they come in so many different shades, so I always talk about that one because I really love it. In terms of other makeup products, I only really use Too Faced and Kat Von D, and then like drugstore brands. So that's pretty much all I can say about makeup. I'm sorry, I don't really have too much of a big relationship with makeup, so yeah. I wonder how long this video is going to be because I do have quite a bit of questions. The next question is, can you please do a what's on your kawaii phone video? So I feel like this person's asked me this a bunch of times already, but I don't think that my phone's that interesting. I love watching like what's on my phone and what's on my iPhone videos just because I'm so curious and I'm obsessed with iPhones, but I just don't feel like there's anything interesting on my phone, so I'm sorry. I might do one in the future, but probably not. Alright, the next question is, how long have you been running your restaurant and what are your least and favorite parts about it? So I've been running this restaurant that I'm currently at for 4 years. My least favorite parts about it are pretty much everything. If you've ever worked in a restaurant, that's pretty stressful enough, but like owning a restaurant is like a whole nother ball game. I have to work so much. I mean, I'm not complaining or anything because I mean it's my life, so I'm grateful that I have like a job, that I have income or whatever, but it's really stressful. I'm at the restaurant literally from 10 to 10 every day, which is 12 hours a day. Sure, I'm not like physically there the entire day, but even when the restaurant's closed, I'm always like getting groceries. I'm always like doing something for the restaurant, so it's just a lot of time and hard work and like a lot of sacrifices, which I mean, I've come to terms with it. Like, I don't get to see my friends very often and I don't ever get to go out and do anything, but honestly it's totally okay because like with the friends, they do come to see me at the restaurant all the time, and that's really nice, and I don't really have FOMO or anything, so I don't feel like I'm missing anything like by not going out to the bars or like hanging out with them or going to parties or anything. So I'm really okay. It's just, it's a lot of time dedication, which is probably my least favorite part about it. My favorite part about it, I guess, maybe the customers. I do have a lot of great people that I've met through the restaurant and who come visit all the time, and I'm so grateful for those people. There's so many wonderful people out there, and definitely in the restaurant setting it's a great opportunity to meet a ton of people. So yeah, I guess that's my favorite part about it. The next question is, which camera do you use for taking pictures and videos, and how do you edit them? So I use the Panasonic Lumix GF9. I'm pretty sure about that, but I'll double check, and if I'm wrong I'll put it on the screen right now. But yes, I use that one, and the lens that I'm currently using for video taking is the one that came with it, and the lens that I'm currently using for picture taking, whoa, alright, sorry if the angle changed, but I did kick my camera for a second, so it's okay, we're fine. So like I was saying, for pictures I actually use the Panasonic Lumix 25mm 1.7, and sometimes I do use the lens that came with the camera, but I find that this one is a little bit better for picture taking. And how I edit my pictures, so with my pictures I actually just use the Instagram app, and now I use a color story. So I've been meaning to do like a how I edit my Instagram pictures for a really long time. It's just that I haven't really found like a for sure method that I always use. However, recently I have been consistently editing my photos one way, so I feel like now I can kind of tell you guys like how I edit my Instagram photos. So if you're interested in that, please let me know in the comment section down below, and I can definitely get that video rolling out. But yes, I do use the Instagram app and a color story to edit my pictures. Next question, what's your favorite thing from the Liz Lisa fall collection? From the fall collection, so I actually haven't really bought anything from the fall collection. The only thing that I bought is that like dress up doll skirt, which is this skirt right here. I absolutely love the pattern on this skirt. I think it's so adorable. Like, I just love the print so much. I love little dolls on there. I just love this color scheme and everything too. So this is probably my favorite item because it's like the only item that I've bought from the fall collection. Honestly, the Liz Lisa fall collection this year so far hasn't been really hitting my heart because it's a lot of Bordeaux and a lot of browns and a lot of things that I don't like, so I haven't really bought anything from there. I'm honestly a little bit nervous for fall just because I don't really know what I'm going to be wearing. I don't really have any ideas or inspirations for outfits really, so I haven't really found anything that I've been loving in general in fall. So for the Liz Lisa collection, I think that's definitely my favorite. I've been eyeing a couple more things here and there, but I don't know, honestly this is just not my style, so I think I'm gonna have to look at other brands this year to kind of like figure out my autumn style and everything. The next question is, what is your day job? So I kind of answered this already, but I own a restaurant, but yeah, I just manage and run it and whatever, so that's my day job. Next question is, how did you and your boyfriend meet? So we actually met on Tinder, which is pretty crazy because I don't think that many relationships start from there, although I do have a couple friends who have like long-lasting, like for sure relationships who have also met on Tinder, so it's not that rare, I guess. But yeah, we met on Tinder. I swiped right, he swiped right, yeah. The next question is, would you ever do a meetup outside of your home state? A meetup? Like, how crazy does that sound? I would love to do a meetup, like literally anywhere. I think it'd be so fun to meet like more people who are interested in the same things that I am. It would be so fun to meet people that I've been interacting with online. Yeah, I just think that sounds super fun. Like, where do you guys think that this should happen at? If I could just throw something out there, I do go to California a lot, so if there are people who live there who would love to do a meetup and like, I don't know, go to a cafe or something, please hit me up because that would be so fun. Alright, moving on. How would you exactly define your fashion? I have no idea. I feel like my fashion's been going through a little tiny bit of a change. I still do wear a lot of Liz Lisa and I do love Himekaji style. It's just, it's been changing a little bit. Not sure if it's because of the season or just my mood or whatever, but I've really been enjoying mixing two things together, and that is like Japanese kawaii fashion with like luxe luxury fashion, I guess. I love mixing like Liz Lisa with like higher end brands like Chanel, and basically what I've seen lately with my style is that I still do love to wear like the main pieces like Liz Lisa and En Rouge, and then my accessories are all like higher end like luxury stuff. That's not really particularly how I define my fashion right now because I do like mix a lot of other things as well, and some days I do just wear like all Liz Lisa or all En Rouge, but that's kind of where my style has been going, so I don't know. And then I also feel like sometimes there's like 60s and like 50s fashion influences in my coordinates, so I'm not really sure how I would exactly define it, but that's kind of like what I think about when I look at my Instagram and look at my fashion choices lately. So, and I'm not sure if it's even going to stay this way for long. It's just what I've been loving right now, and that's kind of how my fashion is right now. How did you start your restaurant and what inspired you to make it? I want to visit. Thank you so much. That's so sweet. So what was the question? How did you start? So actually it was a dream of my mom. So I actually never even thought about it before she like brought it up to me. So we kind of just started it together, and that was like 4 years ago. She really just has a passion for cooking and she loves doing all that stuff, but she is from a different country. She's from Thailand, so her English isn't like 100%, even though she is a very strong independent woman who can hold her own. I think she just needed my help a little bit, and it's kind of grown from there. So at first I was a little bit resistant of it, and I didn't want to become an owner at such a young age, and I didn't, you know, want to commit to something that big, but it ended up being fine because it is something that I'm really good at, and I think that if anything, even if I don't like do this forever, I've gained a set of skills that, you know, I can carry on to like other jobs and other adventures or whatever. And I don't really have like an inspirational story about like how I did it or how it started, because I never really thought of doing it and it was never like my dream or anything. But that's basically how I started. What inspired you to make YouTube videos? Also, I love your hair color. Thank you so much. So I wanted to do YouTube videos because I actually noticed that there weren't a lot of YouTube videos out on Liz Lisa, and that's what I was super obsessed about at the time. I mean, I'm still obsessed with Liz Lisa, of course, like of course. But I really noticed that there wasn't like a huge community in the YouTube world, at least like on Instagram for sure, and in like blogs and stuff for sure, but on YouTube I think there were only like a couple of channels, and I really just wanted a place where I could talk about Liz Lisa clothing and show everybody like my hauls and everything. So that's kind of why I started the channel, and honestly it's just been something that I wanted to do for a really long time. I was so nervous at first because I was so afraid of like talking on camera and like the backlash and whatever, but honestly it's one of my favorite hobbies, and I love filming every week and I love editing videos, so I'm super glad that I did start it. And yeah, that's kind of why it happened. What's your dream job? My dream job, okay, so it changes a lot from like day to day, honestly, but I think everything that I've ever thought about to be my dream job kind of revolves around like owning like a boutique or like selling stuff. So right now realistically I'm thinking of maybe like starting a consignment store where like I consign like luxury bags and like I don't even know what else, just bags is what I'm thinking right now. And I could like have a showroom and I could like consign bags for people and help them like sell them or whatever. I don't really know like exactly what my dream job is, but I feel like it has something to do within this like fashion realm of like buying and selling. Does that make sense? I haven't really like formed a coherent plan or really even coherent thoughts about it, but I've always just known that I love like selling stuff, and I love, I don't know, just owning a store. Like owning a restaurant is one thing, but I want to own like some sort of fashion store. I don't know. It's not really a sustainable dream, to be honest, because like a lot of those go down, but I think that would be really fun. And if I like am somehow super rich in the future, I feel like I would just like do this as a hobby and do it just to like entertain myself and like give my life purpose. I'm not really sure. My dreams are kind of all out there. I really don't have time to daydream or dream at all, so I'm not really sure right now, but that's kind of like in the realm of what I'm thinking. Does that make sense? What's your favorite music? My favorite music. So I have two genres right now that I'm currently loving, and it's American country music and K-pop. And I know those are two totally different genres, and I know a lot of people don't like either one, but honestly I think that country music is a little underrated. It's changed from what it was before. So I listen to a lot of country radio. I mostly go to country concerts. It's a little bit strange. I'm always like the only Asian there, or maybe there's like one or two other Asians there, but it's very strange, but I do love it a lot. My favorite artist is probably Dierks Bentley or Sam Hunt. I know that those are kind of like the mainstream artists, but those are my favorites right now. And then K-pop wise, I love BTS, of course, but I also just really love like the older K-pop, so like 2008, 2009, 2010, just the ones that I've been listening to a lot in high school. Still love those. Those are like the classics to me, I guess. So I do just rock a lot of K-pop in my car. So how often do you have to go to the salon to maintain your hair? So okay, so I'm super unprepared today and my memory card actually got full, so sorry if the angle changed again. But getting back to the question, so I actually only go to the salon maybe at once every 2 to 3 months, and it's literally just when my roots grow out. So when my roots grow out, I really can't stand it. I hate having the black roots come out. It feels like a disease to me, even though it's my natural hair color. I get it, but I really hate the way that the roots look with blonde hair, so I always just go when my roots get to be too unmanageable, and it's usually around 2 to 3 months. And then whenever I go, I usually get it dyed a different way. I think I'm gonna actually stick with this half and half for a while just because I love it so much, but I do get it like different every single time generally that I go. So like the first couple times I had it like a couple different pinks, and then I had it with the pink roots, and then I had it all blonde with a shadow root, and now I have it like this. So I basically like go in just for the roots and then get something done with my hair every time just because I'm already there. And I always go to the same hairstylist in LA. Her name is Chantel. Hey Chantel, if you're ever watching. But yeah, she's amazing. She's so great. I love her so much, and she's just so magical. Like, she makes my hair feel so good. But yeah, it's not as often as people think, and the only reason why my hair looks like fresh all the time, like with the pink colors and stuff, is because I do have to dye it every single time I wash my hair when I'm at home. Otherwise the color fades really fast. So recently I've been having to literally split my hair before I wash it, and then just put dye on this half, wait like 10 minutes, and then go rinse it out. It's kind of tedious. Not kind of, it's absolutely freaking tedious, but it's for the look, and I don't mind doing it just because I love this hair so much. Alright, so in one of my photos in the caption, I also asked people for questions, so I did get a lot of questions from there. It was a bag photo of my new Pochette Matisse, so I actually found that a lot of these questions are bag related just because I asked the question on a bag photo. But that's okay, let's just talk about bags because God knows I love bags. First question is from Victoria Suzanne. Hey Victoria! Tell us your secrets to bag shopping. I loved your post on restoring your Chanel. So I am actually going to do a separate video all about my Chanel jumbo just because I feel like a lot of people don't read blog posts and stuff anymore. But what she's talking about is I did do a blog post on my blog, which is xsakisaki.com, about how I restored this like really old damaged Chanel bag that I bought from a consignment store. And in that post I kind of explained like how I bought it, where I restored it at, like the condition before and after, and things like that. So that video is kind of really specific, and I don't really have any more tips about that, I guess. But I will say that I do enjoy secondhand shopping way better than I do like in boutique shopping, just because one, I can't afford to in boutique shop all the time because let's be real, that's expensive. So I like to buy stuff on secondhand, especially knowing that there are people out there like leather surgeons who I mentioned in that blog post who did restore my Chanel, who are absolutely amazing at what they do, and they can literally take an old damaged bag and bring it back to new. So I always just look for really great deals on the secondhand market, and don't be afraid to buy something that's damaged or in bad condition if it's at a really good price, because you can honestly go to leather surgeons. I'm going to link them down below because they are a lifesaver. You can go to leather surgeons and they will restore like any bag, like no matter what condition it's in. So for example, on the website there's literally bags with like holes on them that are totally different color, that are like completely damaged, broken, ruined, and then the leather surgeons literally restore it back to life. So that's what I will say about that. I haven't done this like a bunch or anything, but I just think that it's super worth it if you find a really great deal on a damaged bag, just to go get it repaired, because it will like cost you way less than actually buying it brand new. Tell us your biggest regret purchase. So maybe you spent like $2,000 impulse shopping and moments later you were like, oh god, no. That's so funny. So I actually haven't really had this because I always make sure, whether I'm online shopping or in-person shopping or whatever, I always make sure to check out the return policy, because I always impulse buy stuff and a lot of the time they do regret my purchases. However, if I look up something beforehand and I know that there's a good return policy, I'm not afraid of buying it, like trying it on my own home and, you know, just trying it out to see if I use it before I decide whether to keep it or return it. So I would definitely take advantage of this if I were you and if you lived in the US or something. I know that not every country has like a great return policy, but definitely in the US there's like always a return policy, and even for like secondhand stores. So for example, I always shop in Fashion File just because they do have a really great lenient return policy, and like I love to shop at Nordstrom for the same reason. So basically, yes, I have had purchases where I'm like, oh no, shoot, but then it's okay because I know that I can return the bag or the shoes or whatever. So I don't really have anything that I currently own that I was like, oh no, if that makes sense. So happy that you got a dream purse. I'd love to know what your next big dream item is. So this is from my good friend Iris. Hey Iris. So actually my next big dream item, I am not 100% sure. Like definitely on my wish list is the Chanel rectangular mini. I've been wanting those for a long time. I've actually bought 2 in my lifetime that I've actually just returned because they were secondhand and they weren't in the best condition, and honestly I'm just looking for something in a really great condition in the color and the hardware that I love. And I know that Chanel doesn't come out with pink bags very often, and definitely my requirement is that it has to be pink because who am I kidding, I'm only gonna buy pink purses. So that is definitely super high on my wish list just because I've been wanting one for so long. Other than that, I really can't think of anything off the top of my head because I do have a lot of my dream bags already, and which is good because I can stop spending money now, right? I don't know, I'm one of those people who know instantly like whether I love or hate something, so my dream bags can sometimes like come instantly once I find a photo of like a bag that I really like. So I'm not really sure right now. It's like nothing besides the Chanel rectangular mini, but we'll see, who knows. What's your most favorite bag in your collection? My most favorite bag in my collection, oh, it's so hard to choose. I have so many favorite bags. I can't choose. Like, I honestly just, I can't. I don't know. I love them all equally. They're all my babies. It's like choosing between children. I can't. So, I'm sorry. I really can't answer that question. I just love my bags so much. That's why they're in my collection. That's why I have them, and I don't know. Next question is, how long have you been dating your boyfriend? How old is your dog? And what's the most expensive bag you've ever bought? Wow, that's a lot of questions. So the first one, how long have my boyfriend and I been dating? So it's been over 2 years. I want to say almost 2.5 years. Yeah. Oh my god, where has the time gone? Yeah, I think it's been about 2.5 years. How old is our dog? So our dog is actually 5 years old. I always think that he's like 2 or 3 just because of the way that he acts, but nope, he's 5. He's a grown puppy, but he still acts like a little puppy. And even though he's like 100 pounds and like 6 feet tall when he stands up, he is still just a baby puppy. And but yeah, he's 5 years old. And then for the most expensive bag that I've ever bought, I think it was my Chanel, one of my Chanels. It's kind of getting a little bit fuzzy because I think 2 of them were around the same price. I'm pretty sure this one or my small boy was the most expensive one that I ever bought, but I can't be sure. But I do buy everything secondhand, so I've never bought like a Chanel like in person because that is crazy. I think a Chanel Jumbo right now is going for like over $6,000, so I've definitely never spent that much money, but I have spent quite a bit on secondhand just because it's so hard to find pink items, so hard to find pink Chanel, so yes. I'm embarrassed to say, but I love your planner videos. Do you use stickers in your planners? If so, what are your favorite shops? So I do use a lot of stickers in my planner videos. If you have watched them, you will have seen a ton of stickers, but my favorite shops are probably My New Addiction, Paper Muse Crafts, Hello Petite Paper, and I'm trying to think of one more. I guess Sadie's Stickers. Those are probably my most used planner sticker shops, I guess. What is your favorite bag ever? Another question about this? I can't do it, Sean. I'm so sorry. What are some tips on the best places to buy designer bags? I feel like I'm going to talk a little bit more about this in my Chanel Jumbo video, but I will mention some places that I do really love to shop for secondhand designer bags, which, like I said, I mainly only just shop secondhand because you can get really decent quality, not even decent, really great quality bags, because a lot of people who buy luxury goods are actually afraid to use them, so they just like sit on a shelf forever and they never get used, and then people decide that they don't want them to sit on a shelf anymore and then they sell them. So a lot of the bags that I have used are actually in really excellent condition, and the sites that I use to buy them are Fashion File, The Real, Yugi's Closet, Opulent Habits, Tradesy, and eBay. So the last two are a little bit sketchy, so I don't recommend that you buy either on Tradesy or eBay if you aren't like familiar with fake bags and familiar on how to spot fake bags, just because those sites are the ones where like the owner lists them on the site personally and they don't go through a consignment store and they don't go through any authentication. So I wouldn't really recommend those two sites for like beginners or anything, but definitely anything that I said before that, they are consignment stores. That means that the owner of the bag has to send the bag physically in to like Fashion File or The Real or whatever, and then the companies actually like authenticate them and even get a third-party authenticator sometimes, like in the case of Opulent Habits, and so that you can trust like 100% of the time that those bags are authentic. So I do trust all those websites that I mentioned besides Tradesy and eBay, and I do think those are the best places to get secondhand goods. And honestly, I use Fashion File the most, I guess, because I've bought 3 bags from there, but I bought bags on all those other websites too, so I definitely trust those websites and that's where I go to. do you have any tips for saving for designer items? So I actually don't have that many tips for saving for them. I have a lot of like tricks and tips. So one trick I guess that I always like to do is I use PayPal credit whenever I can for buying designer goods. And this is honestly really helpful because PayPal credit will let you pay 6 months no interest for anything purchased over $99, which obviously all my bags are. So I'll buy a bag and then use the 6 months with no interest to pay it off. And then once that's paid off, I'll buy another bag. So 6 months is probably a little bit more frequently than you should be buying designer bags. I mean, I don't know. I'm not one to judge. I'm not one to talk because sometimes I do buy more than that. But I think that it's a really great system because you do get the 6 months no interest financing, which is awesome because credit cards nowadays can charge you like up to 24% or whatever in interest. So I think that that is really, really cool. And that kind of also gives me like a timeline like, okay, I can't buy another bag yet because I haven't paid the old one off and etc. That's kind of like my trick in terms of money with the designer bags. But I'm not very good at saving like actual cash, actual money. I'm just good at like avoiding interest and credit and stuff like that. But yeah, I can't even think of like money saving tips right now. I'm sorry. I think that's all I can come up with. I want to dress in cute pinky Lolita inspired fashion, but it's hard because I'm large. Suggestions? Okay, so I actually don't know too much about this subject just because I do fit into a lot of the like mainstream brands out there. However, I have heard from Ashlyn at It's Vanilla Bear, one of my friends on Instagram, who has said that actually En Rouge clothing is a lot bigger than like Liz Lisa or like other brands out there. So I would highly suggest that you check out En Rouge, especially their newer clothing. So I do have a lot of stuff from En Rouge, but I never realized how many body types it could fit until I watched her video. And En Rouge's items are actually considered size M. They always have like a lot of stretching and elastic, and they're a lot longer, so they're more flattering for like people who are a little bit like taller or bigger. So I definitely would recommend that you check out En Rouge if you can. And they ship overseas, so it's really, really easy and convenient to buy from them. If you want to know how to buy from them, I did already make a video about how to buy En Rouge overseas, so I will link it either up below or down below. Otherwise, if you are looking for like Lolita pieces, I don't work with them anymore, but Devil Inspired actually has a lot of like bigger sizes for Lolita pieces. And I think they have like a kawaii like daily wear section as well, but I don't know if those has sizes. But definitely their Lolita stuff always has like multiple sizes, so not just one size. They have like S, M, L, XL. So if you are looking for like Lolita pieces, I definitely recommend them. Otherwise, I don't really have any more suggestions. I'm so sorry. I hope that anybody watching who is a little bit larger will have more suggestions for you. So if you do have any suggestions for this person, please leave them down below. But those are the only things that I can think of. But thank you so much for asking that because I feel like a lot of people are probably wondering the same thing. Oh, that was the last question. Okay, so hopefully this video wasn't like 40 minutes long. I do feel like I rambled a little bit, but I'm so glad that I got a lot of good questions, and thank you again so much for anybody who asked me a question. I would just love to say a big thank you to everyone who watches my videos, who participates on my Instagram, on my YouTube, or anything, just because I know how hard it is to like keep up to date with somebody and keep up to date with YouTube and everything. So I do really appreciate you guys who have been watching my videos every week and who, you know, comment on my photos and my stories and stuff. So thank you so much again. I really do appreciate you, and I really do try to answer every single question, like whether it's in a video or like just in a comment or whatever, just because I do appreciate everybody who watches it, and I do think that everybody deserves to get an answer to their questions. So, and yeah, I just had a really great time filming this video, so hopefully we can do another one again. So be sure to give this a thumbs up if you do want to see another Q&A or if you like this one, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in next week's video. Bye!